What's going on, everybody? Matt here. So today I'm going to be reviewing Avatar The Last Airbender book number 2. If you guys haven't seen my review on book 1, go check that out before this video so you guys get an idea of how I feel about the series so far. But before we start the review on book 2, I just want to mention some things. If you guys do enjoy this review, please subscribe. It helps a lot. There's going to be more videos like this in the future and more Avatar videos in the future. I plan on doing a review on book 3, obviously. I plan on doing a character tier list of the Avatar characters. There's another Avatar video that I thought of. I'm just like, I'll do that. As I learn more about the show, I'm like, okay, that would make a cool video. That'd make a cool video. I'm going to do a Korra review, The Legend of Korra, all 4 books. I want to say there's 4 books. So I'll do a review on each one of those books, as well as a character tier list for that series. And I don't know, I'll find different videos around the series of Korra and Avatar as I learn more about the lore and the story. But yeah, I mean, the first video did really good, so if you guys want to see more videos like this, and there's going to be more, subscribe because, you know, it's free. Subscribing is free, and you get some cool content. I mean, yeah, nothing better than that. But, you know, now that I mentioned all that, let's get into the review of book number 2.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
Okay, Avatar The Last Airbender book number 2. What a great book. I mean, it took everything I enjoyed from that first book and just elevated it. Took it to a new level. I'm just like, yes, this is what I wanted. It turned that fun journey into a more story-forward journey with the characters developing and adding new characters, which just brought a great balance. I just love where the story went this season. So much happened in this season, I don't even know where to begin, but I guess I'll start by talking about Team Avatar's journey in the beginning. So after the events of book 1, Aang, Katara, and Sokka must go find Aang, an earthbending teacher. They travel a little bit, go through a few obstacles. They meet up with Bumi. Bumi's like, I can't be that teacher for you. So they travel and they find Toph, a blind earthbender, and they end up recruiting her to the team. Basically, it takes a little bit of convincing, but they get her on the team. At first she doesn't really fit in. She's very selfish, or not selfish, but to herself. She's like, I can survive on my own, I don't need you guys. She's kind of stubborn, I guess you could say. But as the season goes on, she learns how to be a part of the team, how to be a contributor, and she's just a great character. I like her tough element. She's just very independently strong and just strong in general. She's an amazing earthbender, but she's also really funny. She has some great comedic moments where I'm just like, yep, that's awesome. And I think she's just a wonderful addition to the team. At first I was a little hesitant. I was like, I don't know about her, but no, she's a fantastic addition, and so far I enjoy her character so much. Speaking of new characters to the season, there is Azula. Azula's added to the season, and man, is she crazy strong. She's a firebender. She firebends blue flames, which is just cool as is. But she also has like this menacing side to her. She's just very fierce. She strikes fear into people, and she's just an amazing bender. I mean, you just look at her compared to Zuko, and she's just on a different level. There's a situation where it's like 1v5, her versus like 5 other benders, I think it is. I might be a little off on the numbers, but yeah, she basically gets out of that situation. I mean, yeah, she doesn't fight them, but she gets out of that somehow. I'm just like, okay. She's just very naturally gifted, it seems like. And I'm just like, okay, this is fun so far. Zuko and Iroh have their own story throughout the season, and I love their story. So basically in that first book, they are banished from the Fire Nation, but they're still part of it, I guess you could say. But this one, no. They're traitors. They're wanted criminals according to the Fire Nation, and this season is basically them trying to get a new identity, trying to live on their own, trying to hide from the Fire Nation, and just seeing their journey throughout the season was amazing. There's episodes where it's just very much Zuko and Iroh focused, and they're some of the best episodes in the season. One that comes to mind is when Zuko's alone in that town and he has to fight off against other firebenders. It was an amazing episode, and just that ending where it's like the people of the village, even though he saved them, they're like, no, we don't want you here. Get out of here. We don't respect you. I'm just like, come on, give the guy some respect. But Zuko is just in this season is amazing. Probably my favorite character. in this season, or at least one of them. Before I go there, let me just go back to Azula really quick. So Azula forms her own team with Ty Lee and May, I believe their names are. They're cool characters. They play a decent role in the season, but overall, I mean, there's not too much on them. They don't play like a huge role, but they're cool characters. I hope book 3 will kind of show more about them. But now that I talked about the character, Appa. So Appa in this season gets kidnapped, and a lot of the season, or not a lot, but there's a good portion where it's more or less them trying to reconnect, and Appa go through this adventure of trying to reconnect with Aang, and just a lot of hardships for him during that adventure. So that was kind of sad to see, but they reunite at the end. But now that I talked about the characters, let's go over the episodes. So I think majority of like the better episodes take place in Ba Sing Se. I mean, pretty much this whole season is getting to Ba Sing Se. But before then, I mean, some of the good episodes are when they find Toph. I mean, just seeing her beat the crap out of old guys in like earthbending competitions, it was pretty cool. Aang trying to learn earthbending and Toph teaching him, that was another good episode. The one where Zuko's alone, I already talked about it, but that's a fantastic episode, one of my favorites in the season. But yeah, those are some of the good episodes. A lot of like the other episodes matter before Ba Sing Se, and they're really good, but those are kind of like the standout ones. But now onto the Ba Sing Se episodes. So Ba Sing Se is a city built to protect the Earth King. It's built with a giant wall around to protect everybody in the city. And immediately when Team Avatar gets there, Azula's trying to get in, and she brings this giant like drill type thing. It reminds me of kind of like the Star Wars Episode 8 thing, where it's like they're trying to get through the wall, but in this one, they bring this giant drill, and she's drilling into the wall with this big machine, and they must stop it, and they do. The drill thing is kind of like the first thing that happens in Ba Sing Se, but I forgot to mention that Iroh and Zuko also get into the city. They travel by boat into the city, and on the boat, they meet a familiar face. Jet is back, and he is trying to start a new life, but you realize that he's gonna go down the same path that he was in a way. While all that is happening, Team Avatar's, kind of relaxing, just exploring the city. There's this episode dedicated to like different stories in Ba Sing Se, what the different characters do. So one of the better stories in the episode is Iroh's. It's just a tragic moment when he's celebrating his son's birthday. It's sad, but it's really a great moment for the series, and I don't know. I enjoyed that episode even though it was sad, but yeah. So while Team Avatar is just chilling out waiting because they're waiting for the king to get back to them, we learn that the king's not in control of Ba Sing Se. It's actually the Dai Li, and the Dai Li are a group controlled or commanded by Long Feng, and basically they're in control of Ba Sing Se. They manipulated the king. The king doesn't even realize there's a war going on, and they have control of the city. Team Avatar finds out. They stop him. They capture Long Feng. He ends up escaping, I believe. Jet helps them. Jet might be dead. I have no idea if Jet's dead or not. So Aang, Katara, and Sokka finally get to talk with the Earth King after all that, and they tell him what's been going on, and they kind of form an alliance. The Earth King says, I'll help you guys out, and Team Avatar splits up for a while. They're like, okay, everything's good. We're going to go in our own ways. Aang goes to train with an older man who says he can help him with his Avatar journey. Sokka goes to meet with his father, which he does, and they have this nice reunion. Katara and Toph decide to stay in the city, but while all that's happening, a lot of bad happens because Azula disguises herself, her and her team, as Kyoshi warriors, and basically intrudes into the Earth King's temple without him really knowing what's going on. It's just this huge shocking moment where I'm like, oh no, they're disguised. Oh no, don't fall for it. He does. I'm just like, no, but I was very surprised. I did not see that coming. During all this, Iroh and Zuko are working at Iroh's tea hut, and then everything just starts coming together when they realize that Azula's taking over Ba Sing Se, her and her team. She forms an alliance with the Dai Li, and basically she takes control of the city. Aang, Katara, Sokka, and Toph all come back together to stop Azula, take back the city. And there's this moment where it seems like Zuko's going to help Team Avatar. He frees Appa, and him and Katara have this like great conversation, and then they break out, and Aang and Katara fight against Azula, and it's this great fight. And then Zuko comes in, and you think he's gonna join them, you think he's gonna help, and no, he's on Azula's side, and he fights against Aang and Katara. So during this fight, at some point, Iroh joins the battle, and it's Iroh, Katara, and Aang versus Azula, Zuko, and the Dai Li, and Team Avatar loses. Aang goes into the Avatar state. Azula uses like the lightning strike, a lightning bolt, whatever you want to call it. She strikes him down during like the Avatar state moment. Katara's defeated, and Iroh basically creates a distraction. He says, "Get out of here, take him, I'll hold them off." And you know, Aang, Katara get out of there. He's unconscious. The fight was just crazy. The whole time I was thinking somehow they'd come back, somehow they'd win. I was on the edge of my seat, but no, they did not come back. They lost that fight. And basically the season ends with Azula, Zuko, and the Fire Nation now in control of Ba Sing Se, the last hope it felt like. And the season ends with Team Avatar losing. They lost. They were defeated. They lost what could have been their biggest ally in this war. And the heroes are now in this position where they have to find a way to regain hope, regain confidence, and just build up from what they lost. And it's an interesting position they put themselves going into book 3, because now the heroes are very much underdogs. They don't have that big army they hoped. And it's just going to be interesting to see how they take on the Fire Nation in book 3 and just end everything, end this war. Everything that happened in Ba Sing Se was great. It really held the season together. It made the season what it was. It was basically the Siege of the North of the season in a way. It was just really great. From the little moments to the big fights, it was just all so much fun, so enjoyable, and it really just stood out as the best moments in this season. Man, this season was just great overall. I love this season. It took that same energy from the first season, that fun journey, and just took it up a notch, brought it to a new level, and gave us some amazing characters in Toph and Azula, just two wonderful additions to the show. But also the story in this season was fantastic, very tight, very complete, and it just, I don't know, it was excellent storytelling, and this season was fantastic. What more can I say? If I had to give it a rating on an MMOMRS, my rating scale, I give the first season or first book an 8.5. This one's a 9. This one's like a 9.1. It was just so well done, and I just can't stress that enough. I mean, I understand now why people are like, the first book's good, but the second book is amazing. And yes, this book is amazing. They did so many things well in this book. And bravo to the creators, everybody involved with the story, the characters, the whole team. It was just a fantastic season, fantastic book, and I can't wait till book 3 now. I can't. I'm just gonna watch it all in like one night probably, just because I'm so excited to see how this ends. If it's anything like this season, I know it'll be great. But yeah, guys, that's my review on book number 2. Hopefully you guys did like this review. If you guys did, please leave a like, helps a lot. Also, leave a comment. What did you guys think about this book? Or do you guys want to share any thoughts on it? Just leave it in the comments down below. Also, subscribe for more Avatar content. There should be more coming soon, as well as the book 3 review. I mean, that one's probably going to be loaded with a lot. But yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.